I know many of my subscribers have been wondering why I have not done a video yet on Terry Crews, especially since there's been so much that has come out about him just in the last few weeks alone. It seemed like ever since Terry Crews stepped onto the scene, he has made his mission to be the court jester of 21st century Hollywood. I mean, look at a lot of the roles that he has done over the years. There's only one role out of every role that I've seen him be in that I actually respect, and that's playing the character of Julius on Everybody Hates Chris. And I think that's a role that I think a lot of black people, especially a lot of black men, especially those who grew up at that time period in the 80s, could respect. A father who was a hardworking father who took care of his kids, but was very, I guess you could say, frugal with his money. I wouldn't say he was cheap or tight with his earnings, but he knew that the money had to be spread sparingly, especially when you lived in a brownstone like where they lived at in New York with three kids and a wife. So I can understand that. And I think, like I said, that's the only role that myself and many others respected him in. But the other ones that he's done, where he's always dancing all over the place, yelling like a goddamn banshee, ripping his shirt off uh and acting like a straight up idiot, it's like we couldn't respect that. And the thing is, we wish he could do more roles like he did on Everybody Hates Chris, but for some reason he just could not pull himself away from doing the type of roles that he, I guess, felt comfortable in. Now, when things started really taking a turn for Terry Crews was when that whole thing came out, when when the whole MeToo thing started to kick up, and he came out and said that this white guy who was, I think, his manager or something like that, I can't remember who he was, had grabbed his junk right there with his wife, and he didn't do anything. And we was like, Terry Crews, you're like this big muscle bound guy. We saw the picture of the guy who did it. You could have knocked him out by plucking him, but you didn't do anything. And your wife was right there. I think that was the ultimate form of disrespect, and you just kind of stood down. And it was like, okay, whatever. And you went to those Me Too chicks and thought they was going to be on your side, but they didn't really do nothing for you. And it's like, we see them for who they really are and who they really want to help, which is mainly white women. Fast forward a little bit, and now, Terry Crews constantly seems to get in these Twitter beefs, these online beefs with various people. I mean, he goes at Kevin Hart. He's gone at Tariq Nasheed. He's gone at a lot of black men. And one thing that really got me was when he said he would knock, was it D.L. Hughley? I think he said he would knock D.L. Hughley out. And I'm like, Terry Crews, where was all this energy when that white guy grabbed your dick and you had a handful of your nuts in front of your wife? Why didn't you want to have the energy to knock him out then? And I forgot what he said, but it didn't make any type of sense. And then it dawns on me that Terry Crews, I don't know if he has some internal self-hate issues, or he's doing this because he needs to maintain a status in Hollywood. He doesn't want to piss off the wrong people. And people like the guy who did what he did to him would be considered the wrong people to piss off, I'm guessing. So I'm like, I don't know what really is going on with Terry Crews as of lately, but he needs to get his shit together and tighten the fuck up. And now this recent thing, which is one of the main reasons why I'm making this video, is, with the whole Liam Neeson situation. So we all know what happened with Liam Neeson. He came out and he said what he said. I already did a video about it. No need to rehash it. How come I'm getting an inbox from one of my subscribers, and shout out to Caressa McKnight for sending it to me, where it was a tweet that Terry Crews put out there, and I'm going to see if I can pull the tweet up for y'all so I can actually read it, because this makes me side-eye Terry Crews even more. The tweet says, I believe that every person on earth is capable of the greatest good or unspeakable evil. Liam is just describing his fork in the road. Fork in the road? Terry Crews. Liam Neeson said that he wanted to go out and kill a black bastard when his friend supposedly got raped by a black man 40 years ago in Ireland. He was in his 20s. Terry Crews, looking at you and your physical appearance, you could easily fit the mold in the description of the type of guy Liam Neeson would have went after back then when this occurred. And you want to extend the olive branch of saying, oh, we should forgive him. And believe it or not, he's not the only one that was saying that. I was seeing, Harvey did a video talking about Liam Neeson, and it was a poll that came back. It says 78% of the people would say that he should be forgiven for what he did. He didn't mean it or was taken out of context. And I already know when people say taken out of context like that, and it involves a white person, it was mostly white people that wasn't within that 78%. See, whenever something like this happens with us, and we're the target, they'll say that the person needs some rehabilitation or some forgiveness. But with Kevin Hart, when he said what he said, if you had did those polls again, it would have said 78%, oh, he needs to learn his lesson. He needs to be stripped of this, that, and the third. It would have been the complete opposite. But Terry Crews, I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know if you are having a get out moment, if you've had a lobotomy. I don't know what it is, but lately on Twitter, you've been sounding like a Russian bot. And like the same ones they keep saying about ADOS. Because, you know, they can give a blue check to anybody nowadays. We know that's him. We know that's Terry Crews, but still he's sounding like a damn troll lately. And I don't even know when his next role is, to be honest. I don't care, because when his next role does come up, I wouldn't be in the least bit interested to see it. No matter who the other supporting cast is, if I'm a fan of them or not, I just couldn't see it because he's in it. Like, Terry Crews has really turned off a lot of people who actually did give a damn about him. And that shit is sad. It's sad and pathetic that you actually have all this energy to want to go after other black people, but when it comes to white people, you want to forgive them, or you want to be their friend, or this, that, and the third, or you don't have the energy to deal with the guy that did what he did to you in front of your wife, but you got the energy to go after black men who call you on your bullshit. And that's why people constantly continue to clown this guy. I think 50 Cent came for him. D.L. Hughley came at him. I think Jamie Foxx came at him a few years ago. And when he said what he said about Liam Neeson, even Wale had to come out and say, no, that's not how this works. This guy made these racial threats against black men as a whole. And you want to sit here and say in so many words that you forgive him? And that we should forgive him? No, you can forgive him if you want to. You, party of one, Terry Crews, can forgive Liam Neeson if you want to. But the rest of us who have a sound mind and some goddamn sense do not forgive that man for what he said. That could have easily been any one of us he could have came after. And for all we know, his friend could have been lying. But you want to sit up there and you want to try to extend this open arm of forgiveness and give him another chance. We are tired of giving an open enemy second chances. I think in 2019, I think a lot of black people are starting to become more aware of what an enemy actually is. And in most cases, like this one, the open enemy doesn't even have to be the one that you think it is. It could be the one that looks like you. And right now, Terry Crews, you are looking more and more like our enemy with each passing day. Pretty much with almost every tweet that you send out is just pathetic. I really don't have any more words to say for Terry Crews for right now. But I will say this. His wake-up call is literally probably right around the corner. And I wonder who he gonna reach out to try to get him some help. Then, I highly doubt Liam Neeson is gonna come to your aid. Let Terry Crews fuck up. Let him fuck up one good time. I bet you Liam Neeson is not gonna come out and put out a tweet like the one Terry Crews just put out there saying that he's just ascribing his fork in the road or some shit like that. He won't. I know he won't. Don't extend the olive branch to anybody who will not extend that olive branch back to you.